The 2025 season of Formula One has not yet begun, but it has already been the scene of heated debates among the top names in the grid. One of the issues that has been dividing opinions is the possibility of more than 4 teams winning races throughout the championship. The controversial statement came from the Briton Lando Norris, who believes in a more balanced scenario for next year, fueling the hope of a more unpredictable championship. However, not everyone shares this optimistic view. Fernando Alonso, one of the most experienced and respected drivers in F1, did not waste time in refuting Norris's speech. During an exclusive interview with motorsport.com, the 2-time Spanish champion made it clear that he disagrees with the British prediction. Alonso, who has seen several stages of Formula One throughout his career, pointed out that the category has moved to a level of predictability that makes it unlikely for so many different teams to win in a single season. Questioned about Norris's statement, Alonso did not hide the irony. "Now that he has a winning car, it's easy to say more teams will win," said the Spaniard. The veteran pointed out that in previous seasons, when McLaren was still struggling to establish itself among the best, Norris's speech was quite different. This change of perspective, according to Alonso, is part of the natural confidence of those who finally see their car competitive. The Spanish went further in justifying his point of view. Alonso explained that the high reliability of current cars and the advance in strategic simulations eliminated much of the surprise factor in the races. "Nowadays, you arrive on Thursday already knowing exactly what will be the stops and the tyres used in the race," he commented. For the 2-time champion, only extreme weather conditions could bring an element of unpredictability, able to allow victories of less favourite teams. On the other hand, the 2024 season has shown that the scenario may be starting to change. Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes have already achieved victories throughout the year, something that did not happen for a long time. The rapid evolution of some teams, such as McLaren itself, gives signs that the gap between the teams may be narrowing, even if Alonso remains skeptical about a true revolution in competitiveness. What is clear is that the Formula One grid is more balanced than in recent years, but is this enough to see a record number of winners in 2025? Alonso's opinion carries the weight of experience, but Norris's confidence may reflect a new era for the category. And you, what do you think? Formula One is heading for a more unpredictable championship, or the hierarchy will follow practically the same? Leave your opinion in the comments and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of all the news of Formula One.
The 2025 Formula One pre-season has already begun to heat up behind the scenes, but first impressions of Ferrari's new car are far from unanimous. During the 3 days of testing in Bahrain, one of the biggest expectations was to evaluate the performance of the SF25, a model that carries the weight of Italian tradition and hopes for a new winning chapter for the Maranello team. While some competitors took advantage of the sessions to present promising performances, Ferrari was involved in questions about the car's balance. Charles Leclerc, one of the top names on the grid and the hope of the team, was cautious in his assessments, avoiding any rash judgment. In an interview with the Italian newspaper Sky Italia, the Monegasque highlighted that the atypical conditions of Bahrain made any definitive analysis difficult, mainly because of the low temperatures and wind gusts that marked the first days. "I have never experienced anything like this in Bahrain before. The temperatures were far below normal, even with rain at certain times. This makes it almost impossible to compare with previous years," said Leclerc, highlighting the complexity in measuring the real capacity of the SF25. The driver, however, made sure to highlight a positive point: the correlation between the track data and the numbers obtained in the wind tunnel, a crucial factor for confidence in the development of the car. Despite this advance, the word balance has become a constant in the speech of Monegasque. In the last 2 days of testing, Leclerc admitted difficulties driving, especially on high-speed corners where the car was unstable at the rear. "We are seeing the numbers that we expected, but we had problems with the balance, especially when the wind became stronger. There is still a lot of work to be done," he said. The inevitable comparison with rivals also emerged, but Leclerc preferred to keep his feet on the ground. McLaren was singled out as one of the fastest teams in the pre-season, but the Monegasque avoided speculation about the real pace of the competition. "We don't know what fuel levels they were using. We need to focus on our own performance and not jump to conclusions," he pondered, showing maturity in the face of pressure. Now, Ferrari's mission is to use the data collected to fine-tune the simulator before the Melbourne premiere. Leclerc believes the team has potential to improve, but he reinforces that the journey to the top will be long and challenging. The question is, will the SF25 be able to put Ferrari back in the fight for the title? And you, Do you believe that Ferrari will finally have a car capable of fighting for victory in 2025? Leave your opinion in the comments and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to follow all the news of Formula One.